Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sheboygan A's Baseball here at Wildwood Park, along with Charlie Heim. I'm Mike Martin. We'll be bringing you the broadcast today. We're going to be playing the Burlington Barons. We played them yesterday in a doubleheader and split. We lost 6-4 and won the second game 8-7. Burlington comes into today's game 5-15. Sheboygan is 22-17 on the season. 22-17. Well, starting lineup for Burlington, their batting order is going to be River Lindsay at shortstop leading off, Logan Pye in left field batting second, Joe Zuliger playing first base, hitting third, batting fourth, Nate Rentis, the catcher, batting fifth, Caleb Zabilski at third base. He's batting fifth, hitting sixth, Dean Boos in center field. Seventh hitter is the DH, Connor Kelly. Batting eighth, Tyler Newman in right field. And batting ninth, Ryan Lesnick, the second baseman. Their pitcher today is a former Sheboygan aide, Jason Bunton. He's a big left-hander. He's a good one. This will be a tough game for Sheboygan. For the A's, defensively, they have Jacob Neese over at first. Playing over at second is Bennett Becker. Over at third is Harry Stelt. Riley Palmquist is at short. Around the outfield, we have Carson Hansen in left, Gus Walker in center, Brady Zackerson in right. Ian Mary is behind the plate again. And on the mound is Riley O'Connell. O'Connell, a West Bend native. Played his college ball over at UW Stevens Point. He's in his second year with Sheboygan. And hasn't pitched a lot this year. This will be his fifth appearance, his third start. He's only gone 7 innings, and the rest of the line isn't pretty. He's got an ERA of 10.29. He'll improve on that today. Hopefully. He's given up 12 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 6 walks in those 7 innings.
Still at least pretty solid in terms of the strikeout rate. Getting over 1 per inning is always a good thing for a pitcher like him. So if you can just keep the ball down, keep the hits to a minimum against this Burlington Barons team.
Prior to the start of the game, there's again a lot of players are missing, and Tim's plan is, for right now anyway, is to use Ben Vorpal in relief, and apparently off of his 170 pitch performance just the other day, Brad Reinflesch told Tim he could throw an inning or two today too if need be. That pitch going behind the hitter, oh my. It's got to get better from there, right? River Lindsay, the shortstop. Here's where you want to throw the curveball. Beautiful day out today. Game time temperature 71 degrees, sunny with clear blue skies. And
7-inning game tonight.
Yep, 7-inning games on these doubleheaders. Also, I was just going to say the wind is very light, hardly blowing at all. It makes the count 2-1. I was going to say, noted up here in the dugout, both teams with black jerseys and white shorts. Ball's tap foul. The bench looked pretty slim on Burlington's side too, Charlie. They had 8 on the line for the national anthem, and then when I looked down the right field line, there were 2 players out there standing at attention, so they've got at least 10 here. They're breaking pitch up and in. That makes the count 3-2 to the leadoff hitter, Lindsay.
Burlington has 3 subs on their line card. Might be just about everyone that they have on their team here today.
Yeah, when you're not winning, it's tough to get players to commit. Good fastball by O'Connell, and he starts the game off with a strikeout. We have most of the A team here today up in the press box. Bill doing the field announcing, CJ doing the announcements and audio enhancements. Charlie and I are doing the live stream. Lucas is AWOL, but we'll cut him some slack. Brings up Logan Pye. Popper out to Bennett at second base, and he makes a catch. After that long at bat by the first hitter, O'Connell gets a 1-pitch out from the second batter.
First baseman number 34, Joe Zuliger.
Zuliger, the first baseman, and number 3 hitter, up for the Barons. Burlington's been struggling the last few years, Charlie.
Sid right now, only 5 and 15.
Yes.
Playing solid. I need to do this math real quick.
That's
18 less games than Sheboygan.
If they're having trouble getting players for these league games, I suspect it would be even more difficult for exhibition games. Got 20 games in already compared to Sheboygan's 39. Ball hit up in the air. Hansen drifting over and makes the catch, and that ends Burlington's first inning. 3 up, 3 down. When we come back, Sheboygan will be up to try to get some runs.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support programs like Boys and Girls Clubs and Girls Who Code that show kids they can dream anything and do even more.
The batting order for Sheboygan, Bennett Becker will lead it off. Batting second is Harry Stout. Batting third, Carson Hansen. Brady Zackerson is our Northwoods cleanup hitter. Batting fifth, Jacob Neese. Hitting sixth, Riley Palmquist. Seventh is Ian Mary. Gus Walker hits eighth, and Joey Pettit bats ninth and is the DH.
Harry hitting at second, not something that we've usually seen, but it's a very fitting position for him. We don't have stats to include the games from the past 2 days, but coming into the game on Friday, Harry 320 average, so a very good spot for a number 2 hitter to be at.
Becker not normally a leadoff hitter either,
No.
Charlie. I think this is the first time we've seen him in that spot.
263 average going to that game, alongside a 333 on base.
First pitch is in for a strike. Roller out to live. Throw takes him off the bag, but he's able to get the toe on the bag, Zuliger is, and it's a 6-3 putout. Bennett Becker down, and that brings up Harry Stelt.
Third baseman, number 19, Harry Stelt.
River Lindsay on that play at short. Harry, we mentioned, good batting average, gets on base a lot. Normally you think, at least in the old days, that number 2 hitter had to be a good bunter. We haven't seen Harry put down too many sacrifice bunts over the years.
Bill saying Harry with a stolen base on yesterday's game, so good to see that from Harry. That's 3 on the year for him.
Ball bounces into left field, a base hit. Good piece of hitting there by Harry. That brings up the left fielder and number 3 hitter, Carson Hansen.
Didn't see him on our game on Friday.
Coming into that Friday game, he was hitting .319. And we're not sure if he played on the weekend or not.
319, 372 on base, and 528 slugging. So hitting the ball incredibly well, both in terms of frequency and in terms of how far he's hitting it. 7 doubles on the year, alongside a triple and 2 home runs.
Bunton comes set. Harry not taking a big lead at first. There's a drive down the right field line. That's going to bounce in. Fair ball. Hansen running hard out of the box. He's going to go to second, standing with a double. Harry trots into third. Good piece of hitting. That pitch on the inside corner, and Carson Hansen able to turn on it.
Northwood's cleanup hitter, the right fielder, number 18, Brady Zackerson.
Brady Zackerson up. He's the Northwoods cleanup hitter.
Brady arguably been the best hitter on Sheboygan this year.
Doggone it, you're reading my mind again, Charlie.
Came
Glad I
in-
kept my mouth quiet.
Came into Friday's game hitting .340, also with a 528 slugging.
A lot of extra base hits for him. Hansen taking a nice lead at second base. I think any hit to the outfield he should be able to score. Infield is deep, so anything hit to the infield should score Harry. Well, grounder to third, and Harry is thrown out at the plate. Not sure that he was expecting that. I think if he'd have slid, he might have been safe.
Tried getting a little bit out of the way of the tag, but not quite in time. Not quite able to. But Hansen, some smart running on that one. Ends up getting over to third. It's not the first time that we've seen
Just
a
the other night
straight
we
play,
saw
yeah.
that. Matter of fact, wasn't it Harry that was batting and hit that grounder?
I think so.
He hit the grounder and then
I think it was Harry batting and Carson was the one hitting. It was the one,
thrown out.
yeah. A bit of a switcheroo in the order between Hansen and Harry.
Jacob Neese up. Jacob with a clutch situation. Trying to get that runner from third in. Brady got caught leaning a little bit and was able to get back, but nice move by Bunton.
Brady with 4 stolen bases on the year.
There's a line drive base hit to center field. Brady turns second and heads to third. And scoring from third base, of course, is Carson Hansen. Nice piece of hitting there by Jacob, taking that outside pitch and going to right center field with it.
Shortstop, number 23, Ryan
And he's a very, very good hitter up there. 276 coming into Friday's game.
Riley Palmquist is up. Swinging at that first pitch and fouls it back. Sheboygan has Brady on at third, Jacob Neese over at first, and Riley Palmquist batting. When I looked at the order for Sheboygan, and looking at the defense, I thought with the players that are here, we've got our strongest infield and outfield alignment. There's a drive out to left, but coming on and making the catch was Pye, and that ends the first inning for Sheboygan. But they do score a run, and after one complete, it's Sheboygan 1, Burlington nothing.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Nice 2-out hit by Jacob Neese, Charlie. Haven't seen a lot of that from our ball club.
Recent games have had some struggles with finally executing with our plays, but today starting things off well with the quick first inning run. Past two broadcasts, I believe, just came out to an early deficit and could never really recover.
Yeah, you're right about getting on top first. Nate Rentis, the Barons catcher, is up. Riley O'Connell worked a 1-2-3 first. Things didn't look too promising on that first pitch that went behind the leadoff hitter. But Riley able to bounce back. Quiet crowd today, but we have a nice group of fans. A birthday outing right alongside the Burlington dugout. Birthday party for a young man over there. Ball is sky high to center field and deep, but Walker able to track it down.
Down a pretty solid hit, but just got under it a little bit too much. Gus Walker easily able to range over. Not too much difficulty on that catch.
Just as that ball was hit, the wind was blowing in, and that certainly helped. If it would have been blowing out, he had a pretty good juice on it, but it died when it got a little too high. That brings up Zabilski, the third baseman. He does have a first name. It's called Caleb. Ooh, that ball hit the batter. I didn't say anything during the game, but I don't know if you noticed it, Charlie. The other night when Ryan Flish was pitching and he was also batting, we mentioned about the Shohei Ohtani rule. Anyway, so he had hit, I think, 2 or 3 batters from the other team. And when he came up for his last at-bat, he reached being hit by a pitch. I wonder if that was intentional
I
or
did not realize that. I do think I remember that being first pitch as well.
Zackerson can't make the catch. Now he's having a little trouble picking it up, but he gets it in finally. But Zabilski able to make it all the way to third on that single to right. So anyway, I was going to tie it in with last summer we did the Legion State Tournament in Sheboygan. It was a 3-day affair, I believe it was, but it just seemed like every game multiple players were getting hit by pitch. I mean, it almost got to be a running joke. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. But in that last game, Ryan Flesch hit a bunch of, and then he wound up getting hit at the end.
I believe he did end up scoring off of that one, so you'd think that maybe backfired, but still was the West Dallas Nationals able to pick up a win
Right.
on Friday.
Connor Kelly up. Kelly is the DH. Barons have runners on first and third. Kabilski at third and Boos on at first with his single to right.
Boos reached on one that landed just in front of Brady. Wasn't quite able to recover it right off the bounce. It's a tricky play for that one.
I think he knew it was going to bounce in front of him. Zackerson did, and then he just tried to keep it in front of him. Line drive over the glove of Stelt. And that'll score a run. Nice hit by Kelly. And we're all tied at 1 as we are into the top of the second inning. Boos holds at second, so double play is in order. Tyler Newman, the right fielder, is up. Tyler hitting 8th in this ball game. Long pause by O'Connell. He gets a swing and a miss.
Newman playing right field for Burlington had a pretty decent throw when Carson Hansen got his double, not able to stop anyone from going further, but
yeah, he got it back to the infield nice and quick. Just a little bit outside. Ian Mary doing the catching. Riley O'Connell on the mound. Mary's been doing most of the catching recently. Good fastball. Swung on and missed. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's 1 out. We're in the top of the second. The score is tied at 1. The second game will start about 25 minutes after the end of this game. Charlie mentioned earlier, remember, doubleheaders are 7 innings.
Barry doing the catching today. We do have Justin Schnell still on the bench for Sheboygan.
Yeah, he's one of
the
few subs that we have here today.
Having a backup catcher, probably the most important backup to have. I think I've mentioned this before. It's because it's a lot more difficult to have someone.
Oh, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Connell gets Newman. Now there's 2 outs for Ryan Lesnick, the second baseman.
I was saying it's a lot more difficult for someone to come in as a backup catcher as opposed to any other position. Maybe except for first baseman, but even then can be a little bit.
Anybody can
Put someone
catch,
in the
Charlie.
corner-
Come on. Anybody
corner
can throw that gear on, put a face mask on, and catch, can't they?
If you have a pitcher who's willing to call the game, maybe.
I wasn't here that night, but this has nothing to do with catching, but the umpire got hurt or didn't show up, so Denny Moyer actually went out and umpired. And he was the only umpire. And he stood behind the pitcher's mound and was calling the strikes. He doesn't do that anymore. No, your point well taken about the catching position. Nice play by Becker, and that's the third out of the second inning, top of the second. When we come back, Sheboygan will be up tied now, 1-1.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious. I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious. I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver.
Ian Mary stepping in to lead off the bottom of the second. We're all tied up at 1. We mentioned Ian, a good extra base hitting prospect. He's got 3 doubles and a home run. He's been swinging a hot bat recently, and that's why he's been in the lineup a lot. By the way, Ian's most favorite player, Charlie, makes a lot of sense. Yadi Molina, recently retired from the Cardinals.
Most likely a Hall of Famer for the MLB.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
So one of the best catchers in the 2000s and the 2000th century so far. Early goings, but
Definitely near the top of the defensive, for Hall of Golden Glove and all that kind of business. He's a great defender. Ian Mary had a 3-0 count. Now it's 3-2. Bunt unable to battle back. But Ian able to work the walk, and he leads it off by drawing a walk, and that's going to bring up Gus Walker.
maybe. One of the easier at-bats you'll see. Didn't even have to take the bat off his shoulder.
Yeah, I think the only swings he took were practice swings. Walker trying to push that bunt down the third base side, but it rolls foul. Ian, not much of a base-stealing threat. I'm almost positive he has no stolen bases.
No, not on the air.
He's got all blank spaces when you get out that far. No sacrifice flies. There's a bouncing ball in the hole. Good play by the first baseman, Zuliger, to get the lead runner, Mary, at second. He had a range far to his right, but made a great play. Walker might be a kid we see try to steal a base. Joey Pettit up next. Pettit wears my most favorite number, Charlie, number 25.
It's a good number.
That was my number when I was a Sheboygan A. That was my high school football number, too.
Sounds like a quarterback number.
25?
I mean, it's high for a quarterback number, but it's definitely not like a linebacker number, I don't think.
Could be a defensive back.
I guess, yeah. Gus Walker out on first. 11 stolen bases coming into Friday's game. I don't believe he had any on Friday. Not sure if he had any
On the weekend,
in
yesterday,
Burlington.
yeah. Pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Rentis. That kept Walker at first. He was ready to go. Matter of fact, took about 3 or 4 steps and then saw he had to stop. With that swing and a miss, that evens the count at 2-2. There's 1 out. We're in the bottom of the second. Gus Walker on at first. He reached on a fielder's choice.
Barring any changes, Gus Walker still tied with the lead in stolen bases with Jack Council. Jack not here today.
And again, we don't have too many particulars about yesterday's doubleheader. Pickoff move, and they got Walker picked off. Oh, he dove in head first, hit the glove of the fielder who had it in his mitt, but when the body of Walker made contact with the glove, it knocked the ball loose. That would be an error on the shortstop, I think it was, who took the throw. We're not going to be able to check the replay because that wouldn't happen until tonight after the game is posted.
Yeah.
But to make a long story short, it's a 3-2 count to the batter Pettit, and now we have a runner on at second base. And Walker running on that pitch, and that throw just knocked down, almost went into the outfield. Good play by Zabilski to keep it from going out into left. But now with 2 outs, we have a runner on third.
That pitch goes into the outfield. Gus Walker almost certainly scores on that one. So Zabilski, very good job, as you said, keeping that in the infield.
Takes us back to the top of the order, Bennett Becker. First pitch is in for a strike. We had a situation in Major League Baseball yesterday where a kid from Cincinnati stole second, third, and home all in 1 inning in the span of, I think last I read was 2 pitches, yeah.
Ellie De La Cruz doing that against the Brewers. De La Cruz, one of the top prospects, a 20-year-old for Cincinnati.
And Becker takes 3 pitches in a row for a strike, and that ends the second inning. After 2 complete, we're all tied up.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot. Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot. Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot. Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support organizations like Hope House Mission and New Hope Shelter that give people around here warmth, shelter, and care.
Me smells the great taste of Sheboygan. What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family-owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community, and our customers always come first. Since
River Lindsay is going to lead off the 3rd inning for the Barons. River is the shortstop. Well, Sheboygan threatened a little bit in the 2nd, but couldn't come up with a run. Hopefully, O'Connell can hold them down here in the 3rd.
Lindsay, we initially had marked for the error. After a little bit of thinking through how the play went, I think most likely rather on the second baseman, Ryan Lesnick, sorry.
We're just trying to think of how things would work out. The initial throw would have been taken by the shortstop because he was closest to the bag. And then as they stack up at the bag to be a backup, it would be the second baseman next, and he was the one that dropped the ball. Lindsay reaches on a hit by pitch. Second one by Riley O'Connell.
And these ones much less painful looking than the ones that Brad Reinfleisch had on Friday.
That's all about where you get hit. You know, if it's just a nick, maybe it touches your shirt. But it's not a good way to start an inning. We talked about the control issues with Riley having 6 walks in 7 innings. Coming into today's action, he only had 1 hit by pitch, but he's got 2 here today. So if you take the 2 innings he's pitched, that puts him up to 9. He's got his 6 walks plus now 3 hit by pitches. That's 9 batters he's put on base. And we haven't counted the number of hits that he's allowed. Only 2 so far today. Charlie, you were trying to track the pitching. Do you still have that? Are you still able to keep that going?
Might be off by a few pitches. Never fully know. I have him at 31.
He had 10 in the first inning. That was pretty good. One ball and 2 strikes to Pye. Pye popped up with a soft looping liner to Becker in the first inning.
The nice thing about Lucas being here is that it gives me less things to do. Instead of now doing helping out with the stream stuff.
Swing and a miss. Pye goes down swinging. For Riley, that's his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. And that brings up Joe Zuliger, who made a really fine play on a grounder hit by Gus Walker. He ranged far to his right, picked it up, and made a nice throw to get Ian Mary at second base.
Nice slide to get to the ball as well.
Right, yeah, he made a sliding stop and got up and made a great throw to get the runner. Lindsay running on the pitch, but Zuliger fouled it back. Zuliger has been with the Barons for a few years. Remember mentioning that name last year. You fans might say, why isn't that a balk? It's because O'Connell stepped off the rubber before he made his move to first. Count is 1-1.
Score also 1-1. Sheboygan hoping to start getting a little bit of a win streak going. Has been very very 500 of recent. You win a game, you lose a game.
Right, yeah, they haven't been able to string a lot of success together.
Had a point earlier on in the year when I think won about 5 or 6 straight. Started off the year pretty hot as well.
So you had a loss, and then another loss, and then a win. So over the last 5 games are 2 and 3. If we go up higher, it gets worse. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they're 4 and 6 in their last 10 games. See, they played Greenville Stars. They won that game 12-11. We play them coming up not too long from now. Our next live stream is going to be Wednesday, July 12th versus the Greenville Stars. It's a 7:30 start. It's an exhibition game. Something to look forward to.
It'll be the first time we see Greenville on stream this year. Our other game against them was technically Sheboygan at home, but that was part of the WABC. Played in West Bend, I believe.
I think you're right, yeah.
I think the WABC was the West Bend one.
It was, definitely. We played one game at home, and then the rest was in West Bend or Kewaskum. Zuliger taps it right back to the mound, but running on the pitch was Lindsay. So Riley made a good decision to get the out at first. And now there are 2 outs. But the Barons do have a runner in scoring position with Lindsay at second. That's going to bring up Nate Rentis.
Now, and while it doesn't seem like the hit and run really worked, might have prevented a double play. So Burlington, obviously, sure Burlington didn't want to take it out. Sheboygan more than happy to get that.
Good play by Riley, too. Ball was hit right back at him. Palmquist trying to keep the runner a little closer to second base. Harry just behind the bag at third. Good fastball by O'Connell and a swing and a miss by Rentis. Evens the count at 1-1. There's 2 outs. We're in the top of the 3rd inning.
Well, he's done a pretty good job with his fastball so far today.
Little change of pace there. He took something off the fastball, and Rentis was out in front.
Rentis, his first appearance, had a pretty decent length fly ball out to Gus Walker. It was a bit high, so nothing going on that one. Now with a 1-2 count.
Foul ticked right into the mid of Ian Marion. Rentis is down, and so are the Barons as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. We're still tied at 1.
At Northwoods, we are a family. And like your family, our main concern is safety. As a leader in the cleaning and sanitation industry, we're doing our utmost to support and supply essential cleaning, sanitizing, and maintenance products to your family and business. And we're introducing new products, like our Cool Water Personal Hand Sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
At Northwoods, we are a family. And like your family, our main concern is safety. As a leader in the cleaning and sanitation industry, we're doing our utmost to support and supply essential cleaning, sanitizing, and maintenance products to your family and business. And we're introducing new products, like our Cool Water Personal Hand Sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19 at Northwoods.
Getting ready to lead off the third inning for Sheboygan will be Harry Stout. Harry having a fine year again. He's been very consistent in his career with Sheboygan. He's always been a great offensive player, and that's continuing this year. We've mentioned this before. Harry went to college at UW Stephen Point, and he's from West Bend. Harry in his 12th year with Sheboygan. He's told us, or he mentioned to somebody in the organization, he's getting close to the end. Eric Hasenstein in the house. It's hammer time. Pitch on the outside corner. Good pitch by Bunton. That makes it count 1-2. Harry singled to left his first time up. Carson Hansen waiting on deck. Harry goes the other way and gets it through the infield. Good piece of hitting there by Harry. When Carson came up his first time, Charlie, I thought it, I didn't say it, but I'm thinking this could be a bit of an advantage for Bunton. You know, left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter, but it didn't seem to faze Carson. He really smacked that ball to right field.
Carson Hansen, a very reliable doubles hitter. A relatively rare combination of incredible speed as well as power. 9 stolen bases on the year coming into Friday. Not sure if he played in yesterday's games.
There's an article in the paper this morning. It actually came out a couple days before the article appeared in the paper. His college coach, Scott Dufek, is retiring. And UWM in the process of deciding who the next head coach is going to be. Dufek was at UWM 29 years, and I think he was there 13 years or so as a head coach. It's quite a long time to be at one school. I only spent 6 years in high school. Best 6 years of my life. That ball drilled out to center field and deep. Racing back and not able to make the catch. It bounces off the wall. Harry rounding third. They're sending him. And he's going to reach standing. A run-scoring double by Carson Hansen.
That one, a very aggressive play on the base paths. Harry Stout moving the entire time. That one looked pretty close to being caught, but
yeah, Boos had
dropping in.
He had a beat on it, but he just couldn't catch up to it. Northwood's cleanup hitter, Brady Zackerson, up next. Brady reached on the fielder's choice. That was the play where they were able to throw Harry out at the plate, and Brady reached. Hansen on the move, and he's going to slide into third with a stolen base.
That's really something that Carson Hansen has been able to do very well. Double and then steal third base. Can get a pretty easy, essentially a triple almost.
In thinking back the last several years that I've announced Sheboygan A's baseball, I think this year by far we've stolen third base more often than those other years. That strike on the inside corner makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes on Brady. Infield is back again. Anything hit on the ground up the middle should score a run. Even with the bag over at first is Joe Zuliger. There's a ball hit out to second base. And out by a couple of steps is Zackerson, but he gets the job done, gets the run home. Sheboygan now up 3-1.
That one finally a break that Sheboygan has wanted, getting a ground ball to score a run at the very least. Still do get an out on it, but the run is more important than the out.
Jacob Neese takes that first pitch for a strike. Just past the glove of Bunton, but Lindsay throws across for the putout. Now there are 2 outs in the third with 2 runs in. That's going to bring up Riley Palmquist.
Good inning here for Sheboygan, getting the 2 runs in, thanks to a Harry Stout single and a Carson Hansen deep double. Now Riley Palmquist hoping to keep the inning going.
First pitch to Riley's a strike. Riley flew out to left his first time up.
Hit pretty solidly as well, but just right into the glove of Pye.
Riley gathers himself, takes a deep breath, and steps in again. Doing a bit of a reset. Fouls that ball out of play. CJ trying to rile up the crowd, but they're pretty quiet yet. They want us to score some more runs. Bouncing ball off the foot of Riley Palmquist. Do it over again. Given the lack of participation, I don't think there's going to be much when we do the dance contest.
A little bit of discussion between Bunton and the home plate umpire. Don't think Bunton quite knew that it's called a dead ball right away.
So, Charlie, what do you think we ought to do today? A restaurant review or a trivia question? Got all kinds of trivia.
Feels like a trivia day.
Okay. Maybe we should do a trivia question we did already this year.
Maybe.
See if they can get it right this time. Pitch just a little bit low. Makes the count 3-2. There's 2 outs. We're in the third inning. Sheboygan has scored 2 runs. They lead it now 3-1. Riley with a drive out to right. And it's going to drop for a base hit. Riley's a handicapper now. He was having trouble with his hitting. It's nice to get one to drop in, and that'll bring up Ian Mary.
Catcher number 7, Ian Mary.
Now,
Really?
go ahead, Charlie.
Bradley does have some decent speed over at first, but don't see him too willing to take off with a lefty on the mound.
What I was thinking more was the case of an extra base hit. Two things are to our advantage. One, Riley's a fast runner, and number two, there's 2 outs, so it doesn't matter if it's caught or not. You just run like the wind, and if it does drop in for extra bases, you'd have a great opportunity of scoring. Lindsay has it at short, one-hands it, fires across, and gets his man. And that ends the 3rd inning, but not before Sheboygan comes up with a couple of runs. After 3 complete, Sheboygan 3, Burlington 1.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow, raised by generations, willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit. Let me tell you a story.
Leading off the 4th inning for Burlington will be their 3rd baseman, Caleb Zabliski. Nice to get those 2 runs and get the lead in a 7-inning game. It's always nice to have the lead when you go to the late innings.
Leading off for Burlington, 3rd baseman number 7, Caleb Zabilski.
Zabilski scored the only Barron run when he led off, or when he was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Riley O'Connell still on the mound for Sheboygan.
For the most part, he's had a pretty good game today.
Yeah, he's been effective. He's only allowed 2 hits. That's good.
2 hits. Did have the 2 hit batters, including one that scored.
Hansen retreats a couple of steps and makes the grab. Dean Boos, the center fielder, is up.
Center fielder number 6, Dean Boos.
The hit by Zabilski sounded pretty nice off the bat. Did sail pretty far, but Hansen not having to move all too far in order to catch it.
No, those are nice outs early in the count, too. Another easy out, and on the first pitch.
Very efficient this inning so far.
One thing we didn't talk about after that, Brad Reinfleisch game when he pitched over 170 pitches, and it was over a 3-hour game. You know, you talk about all those pitches and all those runners on base. I think we ended up with the Nationals leaving 14 runners on base. That's why the game took so long. This game, not the same type of game.
Connell only about to pitch his 5th pitch of the inning.
That many?
I know, it's very surprising.
The ball up the middle. Becker able to backhand, straighten and throw, and just got his man by a half a step. But it's a 1-2-3 4th inning with Sheboygan on top as we head to break.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes.
Getting ready to lead off the bottom of the 4th for Sheboygan is Gus Walker. Walker had the most interesting time on the base paths in the ball game. And that happened back in the 2nd inning. He reached on a fielder's choice, was picked off of first, but was able to slide into second safe when the second baseman dropped the ball. There's a little grounder over to the first baseman. Bunton covering, but not in time. Walker on an infield hit. To continue our Walker story from his time on the bases in the 2nd inning, after reaching second on the air, the drop throw, he stole third. Unfortunately, that's where it all ended. Was stranded at third when the inning ended. But he's on first now, and I would look for him to be stealing, wouldn't you, Charlie? Because he got 12 on the year, 12 stolen bases. There's a bunt down the third base side, but it's going to roll foul.
I guess Walker, even with this at bat, continuing the interesting day on the field. Beating out a hit right to the first baseman.
Yeah. You know whose fault that was? Bunton. He didn't get over there quick enough. Zuliger made a nice play. He was ready to toss, and he tossed it right away. Just said Bunton was late getting to the bag. Now on Bunton's first delivery to Pettit, the pitch that Pettit fouled off when he tried to bunt, he didn't hardly come set at all. He just pitched it right away, trying to throw the runner at first off. And it worked. And then when he did a little bit longer set on the second pitch, Walker wasn't ready for it and didn't steal. At least he didn't attempt to steal. 1-1 is the count. Walker on the move there. And that pitch low and inside. Rentis able to block it, but not able to recover and make a throw. So give Gus Walker another stolen base. He's got 2 in the game. And he's going to third. Swing and a miss. Rentus's throw is not in time. And Sheboygan with a runner on third and nobody out.
Now in a pretty strong throw, but Gus Walker too fast.
Yeah, exactly. Pettit's still at bat, but he has 2 strikes on him now. It's 2-2. Infield moving in for the Barons. Pitch looked outside, but the umpire liked it, and Pettit is called out on strikes. That's going to take us back to the top of the order with Bennett Becker. Infield for Burlington still up. Bennett with a healthy swing and a miss on that bunting fastball. Gus Walker's on at third. Pitch comes in low. A lot of pressure on Rentus. Keep that ball in front of him. Don't let it get by him. 2-1 is the count now. Becker looking down for the sign from Moyer. I didn't see anything that looked like a sign to me. Another pitch outside makes it 3-1. And another pitch outside, and that's ball 4, and that puts runners on first and third for Sheboygan with Harry Stelt up.
Harry, a very dangerous hitter when it comes to being on base. Came into Friday's game with 27 RBIs. Believe had another one as well in that Friday game.
Becker on the move. And he's going to go into second standing with a stolen base. Rentus didn't want to risk throwing it down and having Walker steal home. Let's see what they do with Harry now. First pitch was a strike. The infield for the Barons again is up. Prior to that stolen base, the second baseman and shortstop were deep. They were looking for the double play, but now with the runners on at second and third, everybody's up again. Harry with a fly ball to deep enough center field. This should score Walker. Throw coming into third base. And a good piece of hitting by Harry Stelt. Sacrifice fly to center field. Gives Sheboygan another run. They're now up 4-1.
Harry with a good job of making a productive out. Fly ball pretty deep into center. Right away they knew that they didn't have a chance to cut down Walker. So just try to hold Becker at second. Harry's
Carson Hansen up. He has 2 doubles today. Gives him at least 9 on the season. Carson's second double was an RBI double. Scored Harry from first. You know, we don't often talk about Harry running like the wind, but I'll tell you, he was moving around the bases. Right fielder deep and straight away.
And I'm sure would love to continue his double streak so far today.
Ooh, wouldn't that be sweet?
One down the right field line, one into right center. Maybe looking for one into left center and one down the left field line.
You didn't count Bunton at all for his pitches, did you?
I'm trying to. I might be a few off. I'm at 73 right now.
Okay,
give or
so
take a
in
few.
the 70s. Two and one.
At least 74.
Charlie multitasking today. Keeping score. Helping with the announcing. Running the commercials. Pitch counter.
Working with the cameras and the overlay.
Carson fouling that ball off out of play. CJ will like this about Carson. His favorite food is wings. CJ a regular down at the Boneless Wing Station here at the ballpark. There's a line drive, base hit to right. They're going to send the runner. He's coming around, and he will score. Good running by Bennett Becker. And Carson Hansen with his third hit of the game and second RBI.
Now, it might have been a pretty close play at the plate. Ended up being cut off just a little bit past it. It's Carson Hansen with an RBI single.
Northwood's cleanup hitter, Brady Zackerson up. Hansen stole third. Last time he was on base. Let's see if he goes to steal second. Bunton again, quick pitching on that first pitch, trying to fool Hansen. Runner on at first. There goes Hansen. Fouled by Brady. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Hansen will have to go back to first. 5-1 Sheboygan on top. It's all about the pitching now for us. There's a drive down the right field side, but not able to make the play was Newman. I think that ball hit on the edge of the grass and bounced over the fence. One of the Barron players going down to get that foul ball. Rentis with a quick transfer to his throwing hand, but couldn't beat the speedy Hansen. He has a stolen base. One, two, three, four, five. 5 stolen bases for Sheboygan so far. There goes Hansen. Up the middle, it's going to roll into center field, a base hit. And coming around and trying to score is Hansen, and he does. On the bad throw, going down to second is Zackerson. And he will reach on a base hit, go to second on the throwing error by the center fielder. And give Brady an RBI for scoring Hansen from second.
Tim Moyer been very aggressive today. Much more than usual, and I think really just trying to help get out of this difficult streak that Sheboygan has been in.
No, we talked earlier about Sheboygan getting 2 out base hits and scoring runs in this inning. They've done it twice. There's 2 outs in the innings, and they got 2 singles and RBIs. So they're backbreakers for the other team, too. 3-run inning so far for Sheboygan. Jacob following that ball back, and it actually made it into the stands. Where's Hudson when you need him? We don't see that very often where the ball goes up over the screen and then bounces into the stands.
If I had my window open, might have been able to bounce in here.
Well, we got the screens in today. It'd be kind of tough, but well, just a touch outside.
The window that I'm next to doesn't have screens.
No, but those windows are closed,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
if I had them open.
Another ball popped out of play. Oh, that's a roof shot. We're now doing the Lakeshore Auto for foul balls on the roof.
And he's doing a good job of fighting off in this at-bat.
Bunton still on the hill for the Barons. They're now trailing 5-1. 6-1.
Around 90 pitches for Bunton.
Ball hit up in the air on the right side. Coming over and making the catch is Lesnick. And that finally ends the fourth inning for Sheboygan, but not before they score 3 runs. And after 4 complete, it's now Sheboygan 6, Burlington 1.
Air conditioning, keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
The law firm of Hansen and Fritcher in the ballpark today, enjoying the fare from the concession stand. Ron Knightis also in the house. He's joining that law firm.
It's not quite as much of a law firm name.
2 of the 3 are retired teachers. Tyler Newman, the right fielder, going to lead off the 5th inning. Well, it'll be interesting. You mentioned Jason Bunton had probably north of 90 pitches so far. See if he comes out to pitch anymore. There's a drive hit out to center field, but right to Gus Walker.
Riley O'Connell around 50. I have him marked at 48, but I might miss a few pitches here and there on the pitch counter.
Hey, it's nice to have the service. I mean, even in a bout, we don't have to tell them it's a bout. Just tell them. They won't know.
It's close enough.
It's not like somebody's sitting at home by their computer counting pitches.
It might be someone. Never know. I mean, I remember This was like back when I was 7 or 8. I would watch the MLB All-Star game, and I would do the scorebook like at home, watching the All-Star game. So
Right.
you might have someone who's doing the pitch counting.
Yeah, you never know.
92. 92 is the official.
I'm going with you, Charlie. 93.
I don't have access to the game changer. Well, you have to
There's
do
a line drive,
measure
but
for
it's
that,
going to
I'm
be
pretty sure.
foul. So 92 officially for Jason Button. And of those 92, 59 have been strikes. That stat Charlie has not been tracking. I just thought of something we could have Lucas do. You know, he tracks the pitches with his little counter thing. Have him on a sheet of paper, mark the strikes. Give him a little more to do.
I know there is ways on the scorebook to mark down balls and strikes, but ends up getting a little bit cluttered.
Not on our score sheet. We don't have. I mean, I suppose you could.
Okay, I do have the O'Connell pitch count right at 52.
52 for Riley O'Connell. And what did you say for strikes? 33. So line drive out to left. Hansen comes in and makes the catch. A lot of teamwork going on up here in the press box. It's a little scary, actually, but nice to see. It's going to bring up River Lindsay, the shortstop.
It's still early in the day. We can lose that teamwork.
Better that way, or this way, I should say. Riley O'Connell, Charlie mentioned it earlier, pitching a fine ball game. I don't know if I should mention it, Charlie, but he's got 8 in a row that he's retired. He hit Lindsay in the third, and then he's retired all the batters since then. And 10 out of the last 11. Fly ball into short center field. Walker makes a running catch. And yes, Brady is going to pick up his hat and bring it in for him. Nice grab by Walker. And that ends the 5th inning for Burlington.
The Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin. You serious? Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you don't just feed yourself or your family. You help support programs like Simply Give that feed our neighbors in need.
Thank you.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad.
If you're gonna play musical chairs, it's always better to be the big guy.
Either that or be a little bit crafty. Did see one when it was our Sheboygan A's full edition of musical chairs. Eventual winner ended up taking the chair and running off with it.
Yeah. Was that Lord Becky did that when he had an all Sheboygan A's contestants. Riley Palmquist is up. Riley's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Hits that one high and deep to left. Going back, leaping and not making the catch. Riley Palmquist with a home run. That's a boy gunner.
Riley, not always a big power hitter, but he's hit a couple of big flies out here at Wildwood.
I think that's the first home run this year for Riley, or did he have one earlier in the season? No, second homer of the year.
I think both of them out
just
here
kept
at
going.
home.
I thought the left fielder had a beat on it. He went back to the wall and leaped, but obviously he's over his glove. I didn't want to call it too soon, but nice hit by Riley, and he's happy about it, and so are the Sheboygan fans. Ian Mary up. He's 0 for 1 with a walk.
And just started writing down the highlights for this game for CJ's highlight video later on.
Yeah, don't forget that one. So 4-pitch walk. Gus Walker up next. So, isn't that a lot easier, Charlie? I mean, you just hit it over the fence, you run around the base, you have to steal bases and slide and all that other business.
Gets your clothes dirty if you don't hit a home run.
What?
Gets your clothes dirty if you have to steal.
Exactly, yeah. Walker singled and scored back in the 4th. Gets one right up to good play by Bunton. And turns that one hopper back to him into a 1-6-3 double play.
Now, a good play by Bunton. Getting it, not hesitating at all to get the throw out to second.
Joey Pettit up next. 2 outs in the 5th. Sheboygan with the run in on the Palmquist home run. Joey not liking that second strike call. Now he's 0-2. Bouncing ball up the middle. Nice play by the second baseman, Lensnick, and he gets his man, and that ends the 5th inning, but not before Riley Palmquist hits his second home run of the year, and after 5 complete, it's Sheboygan 7 and Burlington 1.
Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Me spells the great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot. Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, tea time.
What are you, having tea with the queen?
Hello.
Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Getting ready to start the 6th inning. It'll be Logan Pye who made that good effort out in left field, but couldn't come up with a Palmquist home run. He'll lead it off. I'm writing down all the things that Charlie is doing today. And I'm up to 4, Charlie. Announcing, taking us in and out of commercials, writing down the highlights for use after the game, and then pitch counting. Is there any? Am I missing anything? Keeping the score on the scoreboard?
Yep, updating the ticker.
Okay. Yeah. I put down announcing. That's the first thing I mentioned because that's the most important. We can do with all the other business. Do without that. But we need Charlie's analysis.
Would include writing the stats down, but since we only have the ones from before Friday, didn't have to do that today. Game high. Yep,
well,
that.
I mentioned that. What he's doing is writing it nice and small, so CJ will have to struggle reading it. He does that intentionally,
I do that
CJ. I just want you to know that. I know. Better start writing a little bigger, Charlie.
I had a couple times when I was writing through some exams in college, and I would have the teacher with feedback of write bigger.
Swing and a miss by Pye. Makes it count 3-2. Charlie, didn't they invent computers with word software for doing essays back then?
Well, this was writing by hand.
You're still
so
a writing class?
No, it was just what was this one for? It's for
what?
This was for a U.S. history class.
Oh, okay.
First semester this past year.
Joe Zuliger, the first baseman, is up. Pye drew the walk. First pitch swinging, pops it up on the infield. No, it's drifting out to Hansen. I was watching Palmquist, and he went out to left field a couple of steps. I thought it was to him, and then he stopped, and Carson trotted in and wound up making the catch. That brings up Nate Rentis. Nate 0 for 2 in the ball game. Sheboygan base runners have put Nate to work today, Charlie. What did we say? They had 5 stolen bases in the ball game? 5. I think it's up to 6. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. We're in the top of the 6th. Riley O'Connell pitching a dandy of a ball game, and he's getting run support, which is really nice.
And we had mentioned at the top of the game that Riley kind of struggled to start off his year, but this game he's really brought back. He's done a very good job this game.
So far, he's walked 1, which he struggled with for several of the other games he's pitched, and he has 4 strikeouts. He's only allowed 2 hits in the game, which is outstanding. Coming into today's action in 7 innings, he had 12 hits allowed. So he's cleaned that part of it up so far. Hall of Famer Steve Coles, along with Rick Bumgard in the house.
And coming into this game, averaged 2.5 runners per inning.
Oh, wow. That's not a recipe for success.
No.
Called. Strike 3 on the inside corner. A great pitch by O'Connell. Caleb Zabilski up. Caleb scored the only Barron run. He's first swing, slams it right over by the A's dugout. He had a couple of the A's players scrambling.
Seen a number of hits to the away dugout recent games.
No balls and 2 strikes on the hitter. There are 2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Sheboygan with a big lead. Riley O'Connell pitching a dandy. Hurl, strike 3. The runner was on the move, but it didn't matter. Another strikeout, and that ends the 6th inning for the Barons. After 5.5, Sheboygan still on top, 7-1.
At Northwoods, we are a family. And like your family, our main concern is safety. As a leader in the cleaning and sanitation industry, we're doing our utmost to support and supply essential cleaning, sanitizing, and maintenance products to your family and business. And we're introducing new products, like our Cool Water Personal Hand Sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for more than yourself. You help support sustainability in all our communities.
Thank you.
Today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Bill telling me we started the game at 1 o'clock and 55 seconds, so the official start time will be 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And had a pretty quick mover so far. Hopefully that'll continue. Bennett Becker is going to lead off the 6th inning for Sheboygan.
All right, O'Connell pitching a very good game. Jason Bunton pitching a good game for the most part. Had a few difficult innings.
Yeah, he's been hit pretty hard. Harder than I would usually expect him, but hey, he's getting older. I was going to say our second game today will be about 25 minutes after the end of this game. There's a ball hit out to left field. Pye drifting over. Able to make that catch. And that brings up Harry Stelt. Harry's 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly.
Get a run scored as well as an RBI on the day for him. His past few games has not been up to his usual standards, but this game much more similar to what you expect from Harry.
10 hits for Sheboygan in the ball game. Only 2 for Burlington. Harry has faced Jason Bunton plenty of times over the years. They're familiar with one another. Harry tattoos that ball, but it's way out of play. Harry going to right again, but Lensink able to move over and make the play. Lesnick, pardon me.
That one didn't quite look like a pitch that Harry would normally swing at. It's pretty far on the outside, but
brings up Carson Hansen. Hansen 3 for 3 with a couple of doubles and 2 RBIs. A malfunctioning piece of equipment here. Zuliger takes that grounder and takes it to the bag unassisted, and that ends the 6th inning. After 6 complete, Sheboygan still on top, and we're heading to the 7th. Hopefully Sheboygan can get them out and get a win here in Game 1.
Is now less than 96 minutes. We thank you for your patience.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes.
$418 some young man won in this game's 50-50 for this 2023 season. That's a high. $418. Wow.
About doubles my bank account.
Well, that's to be understood. You're a college student. By the way, don't run up too much debt. They're not paying that off anymore.
Nope.
Dean Boos, center fielder, is going to lead off the 7th for Burlington.
Riley been very efficient in this game. 71 pitches around that coming into this.
I don't know if we mentioned this earlier in the game, Charlie, but Jared Recolaitis is supposed to be going Game 2. So don't go too far from your computer monitors. You're going to want to watch that second game. Riley O'Connell continues to be effective on the mound. 1-1 is the count to Boos. Boos has one of the 2 Barron singles. Singled back in the 2nd inning. Throw out some other information that might be interested in. On August 20th, we have the Snipe. That's the Sheboygan A's golf outing. It's a great time to be had out at Town and Country. August 20th, Sheboygan A's golf outing, the Snipe. A's trying to run their record to 2-1 against Burlington. Connell's pitch is fouled straight back, and also run our record to 23-17 on the season. Ball is hit hard but foul. Two balls and two strikes. We're in the 7th inning. Nobody out. Sheboygan on top. Little tapper right back to O'Connell, and he makes the throw over to first for the easy out. Speaking about the Sheboygan offense, Charlie, it's been a good showing, scoring 2 runs in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and then single runs in the 1st and 5th. So of the 6 innings, we've scored in 4 of them. We haven't seen that very often this year. Connor Kelly, who has the lone RBI, is 1 for 2 in the game. Lone RBI for Burlington.
Pitchers have been very active today in the field. A couple of 1-3 putouts, a 1-6-3 double play earlier on, as well as a near 3-1, but Gus Walker was able to beat that one out.
All falls straight back. We mentioned earlier in the game that Riley O'Connell had retired 9 batters in a row. Currently, he's retired the last 4. He could make it a string of 6 if he can get these next 2 Burlington hitters. There's a drive out to left. Hansen racing in and makes a shoestring catch just below the knee for the 2nd out in the 7th inning. And that runs O'Connell's current string to 5. Current string of batters retired in a row. And that brings up Tyler Newman.
O'Connell again on his very good day, 6 strikeouts up to this point.
1 walk, right?
Yep, 1 walk, 2 hit by pitch, 6 strikeouts. But you know, 2, nope, it was just 1 walk.
Oh, got a break there, and a little ball tips off the bat. Connell picks it up, tosses to Nice for the out, and that ends the ball game. Sheboygan a winner, 7-1. Charlie, any closing comments before we sign off?
This one just a very good game for the Sheboygan offense, especially in that 4th inning. And Briley O'Connell with a very good pitching performance, helping to bring back his year into something very solid for him.
Alrighty, with that, Sheboygan a winner. We're going to be back in about 25 minutes with Game 2. Jared Recolaitis will be on the mound for Sheboygan. You can look forward to that. We'll give you some more numbers on this game when we return for Game 2. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you down the road in about 25 minutes.